I love the one that I was talking about yesterday. Will I lose myself between my home and what's unknown if I go beyond? Which is like we all take these scary leaps of faith where we have to leave everything we know behind. And that's terrifying. And so, I don't know, I resonate with that.
So hello, I'm Carla from Cineworld Cinemas.
Hi.
You actually had the premiere at Cineworld.
We did.
So yeah, we're very excited to bring this film to everyone out there. So to some of you, including myself, you're very well-known songwriters across TikTok. But how did you actually get involved with this specific project?
It was a lot of weird little paths that kind of just led to the perfect moment arriving. But we had a general meeting with the guy who ended up hiring us for this about 4 years ago, and he said at the end of the meeting, like, I might have a project for you too.
Stay tuned. And we didn't really expect anything out of that meeting because generals are just like a get to know you. People say things all the time and nothing comes to fruition.
I feel like if people actually followed through on everything they promised us in meetings, we'd
I'd be sitting pretty. I mean, we are. And so like a year later after that, we got an email that was like, they're making a Moana sequel. Would you like to meet with the creative team? And we were like, no.
Obviously.
And then we did, and we really hit it off. And I think like Moana's journey was really mirroring ours at the time. And Emily was 20 at that point, and Moana's 19 in this film. So we just felt like we could step into her shoes really well and tell her story in a good way, and we got the job.
Amazing. And what's the process like of creating music for a film like this? Is there like a script where they're like, these are the moments that we want to be in songs, or do you get to pitch in and say like, oh, we feel like this could be a really great song, or like how does it work?
So when you start a project, you do like a song spot, which is where you look at the project and you're like, ooh, where could songs go? And so we had sort of an idea of where we wanted them to be from the very beginning, but animation takes on so many different lives during the process, and it goes through so many evolutions that, things changed. A lot of things were rewritten. There were about 8 million rewrites and revisions. And so it's like a very multi-layered, multi-step process. But it was amazing because we got to be in the writer's room for 2.5 years.
Yeah, life is a classroom.
Awesome. So thank you so much for sitting down with us. I'm Carla from Cineworld, and we cannot wait to bring this film to the big screen for everyone to go and see. So first things first, on a scale from terrified to elated, how did you feel when you were handed the reins for this movie?
What is the number from both at the same time?
Yeah, it has to be both, honestly. So exciting. We wanted to make sure we told a story that was worthy of the original film. We all love it. We loved it so much. As we were making this, we found out more that the world loves it even as much as we do. So that was really exciting. I'm glad we maybe didn't know that right at the get-go.
Yeah.
But we always knew it was something that was incredible to revisit this world and these characters.
Amazing. And how daunting was it to fill the shoes of the Lin-Manuel?
So daunting. But also a really wonderful challenge. I think when there's pressure involved, it can bring out the best in a creative, and that's definitely true for this case.
Yeah, but it's also, any project we'd sign on to, especially a Disney project, we'd want it to be the best it could possibly be.
We're Disney girlies.
So we want to, what am I trying to say? We don't hold this responsibility lightly, you know? And so we wanted to do our best work, and having that high bar probably just lit a fire under us even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and speaking of revisiting, there's also some new characters. I have a 2.5-year-old at home. I choked up and teared up and cried so much for watching the relationship of Moana and her little sister. What made you want to introduce that character, and how did you kind of go about introducing Moana in a new light thanks to her?
Yeah.
We pick up in this movie 3 years after the first one. So Moana's had some time to actually be a leader, to bring her people back to the ocean. But she also has this little sister who is ridiculously cute.
Yeah.
But she's so important to this story because we really crafted a film that's about Moana leading her people into a new future, and Simea is the embodiment of that. She looks at her little sister and she knows she has to go out, face a new obstacle, face higher stakes, because she wants to create a kind of future worthy of her little sister. And it's tough to leave that little kid behind, especially because she doesn't understand what it means to be gone for 3 weeks or a month, and I think it pulls on your emotions. It already pulled on yours, but it also just speaks to how hard it is to grow up, to leave behind the people that you love, even if it's to go do something incredible for them.
I love that moment right when they first, as an audience member, they first meet. I love to actually to watch people watch that because it's so incredibly impactful to see Simea running down the beach. You don't even know what's coming, and she pushes people aside because she just loves her sister that much. And to see them actually connect, I think you love them from the first moment you see them together. And then that is, part of the entire story. Even in the middle of her voyage, they're sending messages back and forth, and that's incredibly powerful. And it's something, as a sister relationship, or I feel it as a parent relationship that, like Dana was saying, try talking sense to a 3-year-old. It's just pure emotion, and that was it was really fun to play with. And that character of Simea is absolutely our favorite.
Oh, I was
not my favorite. I got other favorites.
My favorite. Yeah.
I was about to ask.
I love her, but
this is true, actually.
It's a bit like asking you what your favorite child is, but I was about to ask you actually, do you have a favorite character that sort of resonates with you the most in this film?
I really love them all at different times, but I can be pretty grumpy, and so I really see myself in Kelly.
Grumpy old man farmer vibes. Yeah, for sure.
That's me.
I think what Dana said is true, is that we sort of embody these characters as we were working on them. We kind of like jump from character to character and we fall in love with them. I love the character of Moni so much. His fandom for Maui is hilarious to me. The fact that he's a storyteller and an artist at the same time is something I can connect with very much so. But I think each one of us can sort of find our way into one of these characters and just enjoy the moments. Like I said, the Simea Moana relationship is so powerful and so, just winning. But I also love to have Maui and Moana back together again and really see a new side to that relationship as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. And how did it feel sort of getting to write for such a strong female character?
It's our favorite.
It's our favorite.
Literally our favorite.
We love our girl. She is the penultimate Disney heroine, She only is defined by herself, and she goes on this journey for her people, which is iconic.
We were talking last night about why do we love Moana so much, even the first movie? And I really do believe it's partly because she does not have a love interest. It's not a love story. Mm-hmm. It's a self-discovery journey. Mm-hmm. And, for someone who doesn't want a boyfriend or is not looking for love and, can't relate to that, we all see ourselves in Moana. It's really powerful. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And speaking of things that stuck with you, my son is obsessed with You're Welcome. It is the most played song. It's about 15 times a day, on a daily basis at the minute. Which song do you think parents will have on repeat this Christmas after people have seen the second movie?
Can I Get a Chihu?
Yeah, for me, it's for sure. It's already happening, so.
Although my kids have Beyond memorized. Okay. Maybe because I'm biased and that's my favorite song right now, but I think, there's a lot of great music in this film. We have 8 new songs that are really special, so I don't know, the whole soundtrack?
I think it's my favorite is Beyond, but I think, at least from what we've seen, the kids are all leaning towards Can I Get a Chihu? Yeah. Or Get Lost.
Yeah, pump-up songs, bops,
So, we'll see. The time will tell.
You want to get through it? You just gotta Chihu it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you sort of already hinted at all the powerful moments that there are in the movie, but is there one quote from anything that people say or from one of the songs that kind of has stuck with you the most throughout making this movie?
Yeah.
I will say there's a couple of things. I really love, there's a moment early in the film between Moana and Grandma Tala that I think is really special. And, Moana's struggling with this idea of going off on a new adventure, not because she doesn't think it's the right thing to do, because she does, but it's because she understands that this time is different. She understands what the consequences of leaving are in a new way. And Grandma Tala tells her that last time she was too young to understand all that she had to lose. And I think that's something that I really relate to as a mother, but also growing up, you learn that your actions have consequences, and it's so relatable.
Yeah, and then the one right after that, Grandma Tala says, which is, you never stop choosing who you are. That's a powerful thing because it both says that you have a choice in that matter, obviously, but that, things can go one way or another and it's unknown. And that's kind of really how life is, right? You don't exactly know, but you try your best. And I think that's why the character of Moana is so amazing, is that she never gives up and keeps trying. And I think you kind of have to.
I love the one that I was talking about yesterday. Will I lose myself between my home and what's unknown? if I go beyond. Which is like we all take these scary leaps of faith where we have to leave everything we know behind. And that's terrifying. And so, I don't know, I resonate with that. I've done it a bunch, and I know everyone in this room and in this world has their own version of that. So,
I love and beyond when she sort of makes the definitive and she says, I'll go beyond, and although I don't know when, I will reach these sands again because I know who I am.
I am Moana.
I am Moana. I am Abigail, you know? And I think I found who I'm supposed to be in the process of creating this project, like a good collaborator, a listener, a learner. I think those are such important skills to learn, and I definitely did, so.
Fair. Very fair. And it's in what we're also showing this film in 40X. Are you guys aware of 40X?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a specific scene that you guys can think of being particularly impactful and seeing in such an immersive format?
I would say the last 20 minutes of this film.
Gotta be right.
40X is about right.
Yeah,
it's pretty epic.
I just was looking at the poster yesterday going, I cannot wait to go see this movie like that. So I'm going to be first in line, honestly.
And for the audiences, what core message do you hope that they walk away with after they have seen the film?
Well, there was a quote on our story room wall that it said, and Grandma Tala says it in the film, she says, you never stop choosing who you are. And I think that's so powerful and real, to wake up every morning and to choose definitively to step into your own power. I think it's something that everyone should, especially young people, should do.
Yeah, because we can't control yesterday. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we can control today. And, you know, knowing that you wake up and you want to be who you are, it's great.
You know, I think the idea of we're stronger together and this idea of connection, I think it's really powerful. It speaks to both community and family. So I think that's really valuable. You know, life can get hard sometimes, so it's always good to have a community of people. I know working on this film with having Dave and Dana as my directing partners was incredibly powerful, and that extended out to our entire crew. So having a community is so important.
It's a pretty good one. I would also say this film really is about self-evolution and this idea that we never stop growing and changing and evolving, and that we find in ourselves that we have new depths and new layers and are capable of so much more than we thought. And so I hope people see that for themselves and that we are reminded that Moana really is aspirational.
And I just hope people have fun. We set out to make a joyous film and just enjoy this ride, enjoy this new adventure with, you know, these characters that we love and new ones that you get to meet. That's why I have always gone to the movies, is to be entertained, and that's what we really hope happens.
Amazing. And then final question that we like to ask everyone is, what is your favorite part to you personally about seeing any film in a cinema on a big screen?
The experience, it's immersive. It's so different from watching at home. You know, you feel like you're in the movie. Sometimes I watch a movie and I step out, I'm like, oh God, I have to go back to real life. But you just don't get that kind of like immersive quality when you're watching it at home.
Yeah. I love the community aspect of seeing a film in theaters. Just like being with a bunch of people, having that immersive experience is like, I don't know, it brings people together for sure.
The sound.
The sound.
Oh, I just love being with other people and having this shared experience. I think there's nothing like being in a dark theater and going on an adventure with other people.
Yeah, the start of a film is always such a magical thing. You know, you've gotten past the trailers and the titles are starting to come up, and in this film, we get to hear incredible music from the very first frames. So the start of a film is this promise of like, are you going to have a great time at this? And so that's always such a special moment. It's always fantastic when at the end you still feel the same, and I really do in this film. The ending of this film is so powerful. I'm so proud for people to see it. I think a lot of people have been teased about what the beginning of this is, but there's so much more in our story that you haven't experienced that you have to go see in the theater.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Maui?
Boat snack! Oh! Boat snack upgrade? Bacon and eggs? Why didn't you bring the pig last time?